for fuck's sake. Right, you should be aware we now. Yeah, yes. I didn't put the sound on. You alright, son?
Why did you forget to put the sound on?
Because I did, alright? We don't have to keep repeating it. Just accept it. Who's Kess? Kess is the one with the horns up there and the antlers. You be nice so you don't speak. Alright? Right, cool. Right, they should be able to hear you guys now if one of you speaks.
Hello.
Hola.
Hello.
There we go. You guys look off sound now. Oh, of course, Evil Wabbit's here for his favourite Pathfinder. It's alright, mate. I'll fix it. Don't worry about it. You alright? Right, cool. Let's do this. Welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. Today, we're playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Hi, Blue Man.
Hi, Blue Man. That's Ginge.
Hello.
That's JJ, you're Ginge.
Yeah, I'm.
That's Papa Smurf if he went rogue. Right, so we play lots of RPGs on the channel. For those that are new, if you're not new, you know this anyway. We play a lot of like D&D, Carbon. We've started Vampire. We've got little baby Beholders that have been bought. Tune into the Dice Beholder for that. But tonight, I've no idea what that's like, mate. But I'll take your word on it. So tonight we're playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Now, many moons ago, I tried to homebrew this. Turns out I didn't know any of the rules and didn't do it very well. So I took a break. I gathered in these lunatics. And we're now going to play an adventure path from Paizo called Quest for the Frozen Flame.
Lunatics.
And you thought it was weird that I got in a Goblin Mask. I did tell them about the High Lunatics, or bye. Right. So yeah, we're going to play Quest for the Frozen Flame. They all start at level 1. And this is essentially this lot teaching me how to play Pathfinder for the next 5 years. And then I'll homebrew some stuff. We're going to be using Foundry, a virtual tabletop. There are others out there, but we're using Foundry. It's really cool. I've played before on Foundry. I've seen Matt run his own Pathfinder games on there at Random Encounter, which I think we've got a command for. If not, we'll get one. Yeah, so we're playing Foundry. I don't know if have we got a random encounter, Bardic?
I think there's a random or something like that works. I don't know. I think that was done.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll have a look. Is there?
What is it? Random encounter? Yes. You might. I think it's already on there. So yeah. So we're doing Pathfinder. We're playing Quest for the Lost Flame. We're using Foundry, VTT. I think it is officially. I see you've got a team in for the next Pathfinder campaign. And unofficially, we're not sponsored by Surenscape or Foundry for that matter, or Pathfinder or Paizo or anyone, right? But we use Surenscape for all the background music as we're doing all our games. They do epic sounds for epic games. Go check them out if you're playing around the table, because you are incredibly lucky. You can play it at your Bluetooth device, your PC, your laptop, your phone, whatever it is you've got going. Create a bit of ambience, Dragonfire, Goblins, Happy Tavern, etc. And off you go. If you're playing online like we do, you can download the web player app, and whoever's subscription it is in Surenscape can send an invite link. You all join it and you can hear the music through your web player. Turn it up and down as you see fit. We don't have any official sponsors for tonight's start, but I'll be digging some out for going forwards. And but yeah, hopefully Greg's and Bisto, and that's me done, made for life. So yeah, but we do have channel sponsors, so if you want to go check out Bardic Inspiration, you're going to have to smash some links out now, Mel. Bardic Inspiration, they sell loads and loads of like dice bags, dice jails, really. Do you want dice that roll nat 20s an unnatural amount of times? They're not loaded, honest. Visit Bardic Inspiration UK for a wide range of shiny clicky clacks, and then follow the link. You know I hate doing my own. You're doing it. Also, I mean, my opinion, the best thing they sell that I love, and our last buys all the time, is the candles, the scented candles. I never thought that like having a candle lit and the different scents that they give out creates such a cool ambience when you're playing your games and such. Really, really cool tool for doing it. So look into that. We got Roughworks Creative, who is essentially an Adonis sent to us from all the gods. They all came together and decided this man should walk among us and tear leather and wood apart with his bare hands. Not only does Roughworks Creative make amazing wood and leather items, he literally rips a tree apart with his... If you want to see an example, go watch Captain America rip a log in half, and that's how he makes stuff. He's a very humble chap, which is why I'm his PR man. But yeah, go check out Facebook, look at Roughworks Creative, look at the photo album. The stuff he makes is incredible, and he should do more, but he's just useless at promoting himself. He's also responsible for my Dungeon Master screen, which in the small space that I stream in, I can't really have on display. However, there are videos of me unwrapping it, looking at it, and holding back the tears at its beauty. And you will be able to see it at the UK Games Expo on the 3rd, 4th and 5th of June, where I'll be there, stood behind it, shouting, hey, come look at me. We got Sawdust and Swear Words, incredible woodworking. Go check out Sawdust and Swear Words. Look at the photos, look what they do. Pens, ashtrays, bowls, tables, candles holders, like just dice cups, trays, like just ridiculous. Just go check them out. They're absolutely amazing. Sawdust and Roughworks, very, very good friends of mine. UK Games Expo from the 3rd to the 5th of June 2022 at Birmingham NEC and HWG. That'll be me there. Eddie and Eddie. I read that the wrong way around, but never mind. Basically, this, but one's larger than the other. That's all you got to worry about. So we'll have Mr. Valentine there, Heavy, myself, and we'll have our lovely Dungeon Master screen and my beautiful dice bag will be there. There you go. And we'll be talking about the World of Colossus, the homebrew world we've been building that you can pretty much use in any RPG, but we've been building it for years. So come to the UK Games Expo. I think one last thing before we start shouting more about the game. I always get this wrong. The beginning of August in Manchester, so the 6th and 7th of August. Do you fancy playing with Heavy as the DM? That's me. I am running a D&D 5th edition one-shot game at the GSCon in Manchester on the 6th and 7th. If you want more info on it, go to the GSCon website, link there. If you want to buy a ticket, it's up in Manchester. If you want to buy a ticket, you get 10% off if you use the code EMRIS10. EMRIS10 is a streamer. She's super cool, super entertaining. She plays in our Tuesday games and she's sponsoring the con itself. A little short bit about the con. It was originally set up by a lad called Matt, I want to say, but there's a lot of Matts in my view right now, so we're just going to go with Matt. However, he set it up to help gamers who use gaming as their therapy for mental health and such. He says it way better than I do, but that's the premise. Got a lot of love for it. He sold it to me very well, and I believed in every word he said. So I'm humbled and happy to be there. And I charged him a Subway for doing it. He just doesn't know how much Subway I'm going to eat, that's all. But yeah, so look out for that. If you can get up there, it'd be cool. If you do go there and you want to play D&D, we get our own seminar hall, so there could be over 100 people just stood there watching me shout goblins are attacking you at a bunch of new D&Ders. But bring yourselves and it'll be great. I think that's it for all the fluffy stuff. And social media, we're everywhere. Go type in Heavyweight Gaming on the internet and you will find us. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on YouTube where you can see hundreds of hours of previous stories. What's the other one? We've got a Discord channel as well. Go join the Discord. Yeah, you can follow all these links that are about to spam in your chat now. I've done this so many times, I still need to just...
You need a script,
I need a script. I can't read. The script won't work. Oh, right, so...
I mean, that makes doing APs difficult if you can't read. It's just...
Trust me, when the random tiefling comes flying in on a dragon with a machine gun, I might have got a script. Start doing Schwarzenegger impressions. Right. So, I got a little bit of a crackling fire going at the minute. Oh, by the way, chat, the sound mixer for... Do I have to write you a script? No, you do not, James, because it'll be formal. And it will hurt my soul. But thank you. Yeah, if it's too loud or too quiet, let me know. It's on the same sound mixer as the players. So sometimes it gets a bit carried away. I'll do it all for you. Oh, bits. Right, so I was speaking... For those of you that don't know, Pathfinder has a thing called Hero Points, where the players, every hour-ish, get a hero point, which they can use to do various things, like a reroll and such. And help them when they're dying and stuff, I believe. But, which won't happen, obviously. But normally we would have bits that you'd throw in and the players can get rerolls. So what I need you to do tonight, we're still allowing the bits. If you want to throw 200 bits in, we're still allowing it. However, please name the player, either by their actual name or their character name, whichever one you see when it's rotating round. and then that person will get the hero point. It won't be a group point. But yes. And, just for you, Dwarf Warrior, if you put in 500 bits, I get a hero point. Which I will use to cancel out the hero points.
You give hero points to the GM.
Yeah. It's fairly standard stream tactics.
Welcome
villain
to
points, I believe.
Yeah, welcome to heavyweight gaming. Plus, I've got 3 kids to feed, so bring them in. Right, I think that's it. Yeah, sorry, Bardic, you do. Right, so I'm gonna read a little bit. So we're playing Quest Frozen Fiery Flame. How I didn't work in sales, I never know. Right, Quest for the Frozen Flame. Let me bring it up. Every year, for nearly 6 generations, the Broken Tusks have followed mammoth herds in a circular migration pattern spanning most of the western realm of the Mammoth Lords. The people follow traditions handed down from time immemorial. Immemorial? I've never said that word in my life. Including the art of survival in a harsh land of rituals rituals which were already old when the world was young. Thanks for watching, guys. At present, the Broken Tusks have set up camp in Gornok Plain. Here they plan to observe the Night of the Green Moon, a holiday during which the people bid farewell to the winter's hardships and celebrate the arrival of spring. As in years prior, the Tusks hold their ceremony amid a ring of weathered standing stones called Rockloom. Not far from the standing stones, the following has established their encampment where they can craft their ceremonial garb, forage for food, and rejoice in the calm and peace of the Gornok Plain. In preparation for the Night of the Green Moon, the Broken Tusk leaders have asked head scout Whipper and her most talented scouts to hunt down a meal worthy of an annual celebration. And off you went on your merry hunt. Now, here we get into the good stuff. Shall we do intros first? Yeah, let's do intros first. Before we get fully in, I'm going to have you lot introduce yourselves. I know you're keeping your classes secret until stuff happens, but give us a bit about yourself and your character. And I'm going to go in the order of the overlay, so it's Matt's fault. So, Cass, a little bit about yourself and your character.
Okay, so I'm Cass. I've been, gaming for more years than I care to remember, because that will age me. Online stuff has very much been a pandemic thing, and I'm really enjoying the fact that it means I can game with lots of people who I wouldn't normally see. Character-wise, Tuika is a Strix, so half avian. I will have wings 1 week, not yet. Who has been wandering around for the last couple of years, following some heartbreak and some tragic backstory because it's a role-playing game.
Right, who's next? JJ.
Hi, I'm JJ, modern mercenary. I'm many places online, regular streamer, occasional real mercenary, occasional contractor. I'm playing Veridnir. I think. Yep. As you may guess, not entirely human. Bit of a changeling background to this one. Tends to live on the outskirts of the camps. We'll find out more about that and why I've got a buddy Raven later.
Yay. Becky?
Yeah, I'm Becky. I'm mostly gaming online and and a LARPer as well. I can do word stuff, honest.
We're going to do
I'm
really
playing
well
Hethra.
together.
Oh, yeah. We're a great team. We're professionals here. So I'm playing Hethra, who is a fetchling. And yeah, she's a bit unique. She's a bit different. But she's been with the Broken Tusk for a little while now, which is why several other party already know her.
Cool. And last but not least, Matt.
I am Matt, at the Grumpy Gamer on whichever channel, Twitch, Twitter, sorry, and Twitch I think I have got on here somewhere. I've been running games for far too long. I am a forever GM to an extent, such as AD is, and But mostly, I am doing Pathfinder Second Edition as a recorded YouTube stuff on. It's already been linked, but Random Encounter, and yeah, I've been sort of picking up Pathfinder since it more or less started, in terms of Second Edition, but also First Edition as well. In terms of character, I am playing the only proper human here.
Proper human.
I am playing Kravik. He is a relatively young, completely unlike me, very tall like me, fit, definitely not like me, warrior of the Broken Tusk. He's been here since he was born. His heritage is slightly mixed. His mother is from the Orphan lands, so he's got features which very much match the sort of Orphan, which is Viking style. So he's got shaved sides to his head. He's got a top knot braided all the way down. He wears pretty much standard warrior garb for around here, so hides and things like that. But for some obscure reason, he's recently picked up some metal and some metal armor, which is not normal. That's all I'm going to say.
Nice. So, let me put my woodland music on. One of the first sound effects in Woodland Journey is ill wind.
That's what you want to know, isn't it? Yeah.
Right, apparently, this is Woodland Journey. So if it gets a bit loud, you need to tell me. Right, so. And I'll tell you now, when you lot play this adventure path, with whoever friends you play with, not one of these names or places will be pronounced the same way as I pronounce them. So just accept it and move on with your Pathfinder life, alright? There's a lot of Pathfinder and other RPG games that belong in Yorkshire, I'm just saying. So, Grandfather Ewa's request was clear. Hunt down and bring back a meal worthy of the upcoming Night of the Green Moon. With the expert aid of the head scout or whipper, tracking down a suitable beast was easy. Picano, your fellow scout in training, all but whooped with excitement during the hunt. With a quarry in sight, now comes the hard part. You got to kill it. In the forest beyond some thick foliage, dim morning light outlines a lone bull moose, nearly as big as a baby mammoth. Jesus. The moose casts a wide shadow on the ridge to the north. The sound of trickling water from a stream to the west intermingles with that of the moose idly munching on the tender grass sprouting from the recently thawed tundra. Your hunting party lurks behind thick foliage. I can't say that. Thick bush, planning the right moment to strike. Rubbing her stomach as she is heavily pregnant, and Whipper has. Can I show up? Is there a picture on? Must be a picture on the old.
There's a reasonable chance that it's in the journal entries.
Where are my journal entries?
Top right,
literally
top right, and the one that looks like a scroll. An
yeah.
uncurled scroll.
There we go.
And then if you open all of that lot up, there might be some images of people. The other option, to be honest with you, is actually if you go to the character icon, that you should find. I think I've done an NPCs one, and if you right click on Whipper and select show artwork.
Where's Whipper? No, that's not Whipper. That's one I made, and I want rid of it because it's get rid of you. Delete. Yes. I got no artwork. Where's this? Where? You lied to me. You lied to me.
So yeah, on the actors directory, which is the one which is the little person, on that right hand side.
Yep.
In the various folders I've got for you there.
Characters, NPCs.
NPCs, Whipper.
Whipper.
In there, and then right click on the name Whipper.
Yep.
And it should give you an option, I think, in that drop down of show artwork.
View character artwork.
That'll do it, and then.
Yay!
And then you just need to click on show players, and it will show everyone.
Okay.
There you are.
That's good. Tea.
Yeah.
Or would you prefer not to?
You can go for it. It's fine.
That's really good, is that?
It's fine. That was I drew that. Love.
No, you did not.
Right. So that is Whipper. She's the head scout of the Broken Tusk, and she is heavily pregnant. As she says to you, "This is our prey. We must not startle him. If we do, he charges us. If he does charge us, our only choice is to run." Her solemn, quiet words, met by the kettle in the background, are met with a snort from Picano, a young Kellid hunter whose beautiful face perpetually bears an arrogant sneer. "Let's just get him," he growls. Whipper silences the youth with a wave of her hand. "This animal is our superior in strength, size, and speed," she says calmly. "Before we strike, we must try to press our advantage." Now, this is where all the questions are coming. Because now I'm going to move us over to Foundry. Let's get you on there. There we go. You can hear me now. Shut up, all of you. Right, you should be able to be heard now as well. There you go.
Yes.
Sound was gone. Right, so let's bring you down here. My camera's gone weird. My head's massive. Might need a bigger DM box. Right, so what was I doing? Putting you lovely.
Putting our tokens on wherever you want us to be.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got Moon Shadow. What have I got here? No, I don't want
yeah.
Moon Shadow, do I?
Don't want Moon Shadow.
How do I get rid? How do I get rid?
Just click on it to highlight it. Press the delete key on your keyboard.
Right, cool.
Do you want a drink of tea?
Yes, please. What am I missing? Kravik and... What have I got? Banana, Kravik. Where's the other one? Oh, it's down here. It's right at the bottom. My bad. Right, cool. Yeah. So...
And I think you'll also want to put on Kuki and Sai.
Kuki...
maybe not Sai.
No, sorry,
but
Ragrin.
But Ragrin, yeah.
Ragrin.
Right, so Ragrin is down, whatever. Now you should. Can you move all your tokens now?
We can do. You want us to move us over to
bottom left-hand corner.
Panko is, yeah.
Next to Picano.
Set to combat.
Picano.
Set to combat.
You can't.
I can't move mine.
Set to combat.
Yeah, so have you got a combat? Right, so... No, it says no active encounters. On the toolbar down at the bottom where you've got all of our pictures, AD.
Yep.
Can you see the little icon which looks like a person being able to walk and run?
Yep.
Or just click on that.
There you go.
There we go. Free movement. There we go.
Look at that. So you're learning Foundry as well today, kids. Thank you. Just put down. I shall move it. Cheers, my dears.
We're going over that.
Yeah, we're going over here. We're all down here, hiding behind the bushes.
I can't see the moose, but I can see it on the stream.
Yeah. So for the moose, AD, if you want to show us the moose, right click on the moose.
We've only just met, man.
So, right click on the moose, and then there's a little icon right up at the top. There you are.
Moose. Right, so this moose is up here. Right, so this will be super slow for session 1. So. Right.
We have been tracking and hunting this, haven't we?
Yes. This has essentially been your prologue that nobody needed to hear.
So that means I get my hunter's bonus for prey that I've been
following
and tracking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. There's probably a whole bunch of stuff we probably need to do to make sure that we don't screw this up, though. Just saying.
So, Whipper is here. You lot are all gathered round. She's give you the whole, I'm pregnant. I'm not hunting a moose. You lot are doing it. Speech. So yeah, essentially you've got to, in any way you see fit, ask as many questions as you wish. I will make you roll stuff, hopefully. If not, go fight a moose, kill it, leave it, hunt a badger instead. Good luck with that.
So what I want to do first, AD, is I'd like to, because I've got law hunting, I'd like to roll my law hunting to see if there's anything that jumps out of me as something that I should desperately do before anything
Before we
carries on.
moose.
Yeah. Anything I know about what we should be thinking doing.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll that, or do you want to do it as a secret roll?
I want you to roll for now.
Okay.
And then I'll do secret rolls as we progress in sessions.
Okay. So it's an 18 on the dice. I've got +5, so 23.
Chuckling hunters. Okay. They generally are not overly aggressive creatures. They are very much if you start it, they'll attempt to finish it. But there has been, moments where if they do see folk of your shape and size wielding spears, they tend to depart quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
However, will fight for their own lives. They are not overly. They're not a sentient. The right word. They're not highly intelligent creatures. They are for obviously their surroundings, but they can be distracted by rustling bushes, stones over the way. Some special forces in a cardboard box that no one knew. You can probably imitate noises to distract them, or cause if you can do a really good, cow moose impression. I will be expecting a live performance. But yeah, they are hunting such a creature as a moose. A lot of tactics have been used over the years, like listen to elder hunters, where it's essentially you don't always have to just run charging in with a spear. There are other ways to distract them, trap them, confuse them, and then hit them with a spear.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Are we downwind of it at the moment, so we're not going to get ourselves in trouble?
Right now, yes.
Right.
If it's likely to run, should we try and encircle it? Use the other bushes?
I mean, that seems like a pretty reasonable idea. I'm not exactly the sneakiest, though. I think that's probably going to have to be somebody else.
Feeling sneaky.
I mean, it's slightly different when you're fighting the even bigger versions of these. They don't tend to mess.
I'm a little bit sneaky, but I'm not that sneaky. I can certainly try. And I can maybe tangle it down for a couple of seconds, let you rush in.
I should be able to sneak at least part way around to the right.
Mm-hmm. I'll go with you then.
While you're doing that, is it worth me just lobbing a couple of stones over the other way so that you've got a bit of a better chance of not being heard?
Are we going for this one or this one?
I mean, that large body to the very south of it's probably the closest I'd suggest you want to get, and if I go into this one that's just in front of us, but I can probably lob some stuff up into that nussle up at the top there, just north of it. Might get its attention and just pull it away from you a little while you're trying to sneak around.
You better go.
Sounds like a plan.
So, the moose is thoroughly distracted right now. So you are quite confident you'd be able to move your initial movement without disturbing it. So I believe it's 25, 30 feet for most of you.
25, I think, for most of us.
Yep.
Which puts me just into that edge there.
You can see Picano is
Being overeager.
itchy as ever.
I will put a hand on his shoulder and just say, just wait till we're all in place.
He shrugs the hand off with off his shoulder. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. You're training to be a scout, not a hunter. Just remember that.
He just spits on the floor and looks ahead at the moose. You can see the white knuckles, like he's gripping this spear like it's his true calling.
Once I've spotted that the rest of kind of the sneaky group are heading down that way, can I find a couple of stones? Just sort of try and lob them up into this top area up here.
Okay. So give me a. You're not doing it with any accuracy, are you? Just
No, I'm just trying to make a bit of noise, but
yeah, just give me a bit of an athletics check. Do you have
athletics check, yeah.
Just
yeah.
a casual tossing.
Just a casual, as it were.
Is it before 9? Shit.
15.
15. You oh, hang on a minute. I'm just about to knock everything over. Oh, there we go. There we go. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, the nice collector's edition.
Me.
It's doing its best to disappear, but yeah, it's there.
Anyway, it's really nice. FYI, this is my favourite system core rulebook in all the systems I've ever played. I think it does brilliantly going, here's one book, and here's everything you need to play this game forever. There are other things if you so wish, but this is unbelievable. Yes, I'm very impressed with that. So yes, I've got it out just because I like the feel of it. But essentially, Matt, this is you. I can't hug you, so I'm going to hug the book. Okay. Right. 15. Yeah, easily. Just launch a few stones in that general direction. As you do, they obviously hit and rustle. The moose kind of looks up. There's my moose noise.
And I'll kind of go.
And it starts just making its way towards the noise. So what is your go?
Effectively to allow I can't say their names properly, Twikar and Birnir to kind of sneak a little bit further around without being spotted.
So the moose does indeed investigate, just as a nuzzle in, and that will give Birnir and Twikar the opportunity they need. So if you want to do your little stealth checks, or are you just sprinting across the open?
Stealth it. I'll stealth it definitely for a starter. Yeah.
Does Kuki and Ragrin have to stealth as well? Or are you leaving him there? What is Kuki? An armadillo?
Oh, no, it's a glyptodon. So, I mean, yes, it's an armadillo in the mechanics terms, but...
Can I make Kuki bigger? To show people?
Kuki has to be an animal companion is only at most a medium-sized creature. So, you can do that.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, and if I want to make Kuki bigger, I'll make Kuki.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so that's Kuki. That's Kuki. I just noticed that they weren't just a. That is some like armadillo tank turtle of doom. And Ragrin.
It's awesome. It's a megafauna baby dinosaur armadillo thing. It's just incredible.
And then we've got a raven nicking someone's amulet. You probably shouldn't. That's evidence. We shouldn't show that. But yeah. I'll prove it. We've got artwork. So is Kuki and Ragrin stealthing with you, or
effectively Ragrin is either on my shoulder or basically perched
is Ragrin
with
a familiar?
me. He is indeed.
Right. So yes, okay. But Kuki's an actual creature rocking around, yeah.
Yeah.
So is Kuki coming with you?
He's going to stay put.
Okay.
No, he's going to stay put for now.
Lovely. Right, so what did you get on your stealth?
17.
Cool.
Nothing if I cock the dice on the keyboard.
Why are you rolling on your keyboard?
13, because I missed the dice tray.
That's an energetic roll, I'll give you that. So, 17 and 13, did you say?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool, so you move where you wish to move. And if the moose charges you, you didn't roll high enough.
Sounds fair.
I mean, it's valid.
No,
hang on, not over there.
Not that far.
Jesus.
Come back here.
Alright, you got 17, not 38, you know what I mean?
Jesus.
Here's in.
I really need to learn that release shortcut thing. Okay.
Yep.
I tell you what, let's try and get a bit more.
It's just going to edge up to that.
I want something with a bit of... yeah, I know what I'm going to play for the possible fight. Right, so you move to there. You can see the moose is quite happily nuzzling into the bushes and then just chewing a bit of the leaves. The stones kind of took its attention, but you know it doesn't really care. Once it's got over there, its interest has gone back to chewing. Anyone else doing anything?
Can I summon Sly?
Yeah. So do you want to? Is that usually 2 action points, 1 action point?
It's a
think
3 action, I
two.
think, to summon.
It's 2 or 3, I know that.
So
I was just trying to find it.
So it's not a quiet thing.
No, I was gonna say
Are you well versed in stealth casting? I was going to say. Once you've summoned Psy, you're all rolling initiative, by the way. We're just going to stealth over here.
Look, I'm not sneaky. I'm not designed for this.
Cool.
So you
It looks like all me, JJ, we've both gained a hero point, by the way, and AD, you've got one too.
Yeah, did Dwarf Warrior give me mine?
I would imagine so.
Yeah. So, have you all got a hero point? Matt, JJ,
All
and Heavy.
start, yeah,
Okay.
just me and JJ, and then you.
Cool. But you all start with 1 anyway, yes?
We do indeed, yeah.
Right, cool, cool. Oh,
Someone could
learning with
find
friends.
how I do this. That'd be really useful.
Right, so
I can't find
as soon as
it.
it's outside of combat, it doesn't really matter about the cost of action points. We can look that up during the.
I was more
yeah.
looking to see whether it was like verbal, etc., etc.
It's very verbal.
It is. Yeah, I would imagine this is
How
a.
verbal? Like, how loud do I have to be for this?
This moose.
Mate, you're the distraction now at this point.
Yeah,
you're
you
the
are.
distraction.
You're bringing him on to me.
Promise.
That's fine. I'm happy enough with that.
I'm bringing him on to the annoying guy.
Well, there's that as well.
What's the range of summon? Like, can you summon Psy right? Does it have to be right next to you, 30 feet away, 100 feet away? What's?
Again, that's what I'm trying to find. It's not very clear.
Manifest Eidolon. Your Eidolon appears in an open space adjacent to you, and then it can take a single action.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't say that it's particularly noisy, but it is fundamentally a summoning. It does
As
have
the
the
flash of light
summoning.
from your summoning spell. So you summon Psy. We'll get further details another time. But yeah, so it's adjacent to you, so they could do 1 action points worth of stuff, or a full action, so they get 3
It gets
points.
to do 1 action point's worth of stuff on the turn it's summoned.
Okay. Right. So, what do you wish to do with Psy, if anything? Now you've summoned them.
I want him to move. Oh gosh, everything's gone higgledy-piggledy. To essentially be on this guy's shoulder.
So,
He's just gonna
as you summon,
be there.
As you summon Psy, and the flash of arcane energy, and this creature steps out of a rip in the material realm, you see Picano get a big smile on their face. It's about time. And Picano will just go. To that.
Oh god.
The moose, Raggy, will look up. And now, can you all roll initiative, please?
Yes, indeed.
And then you're going to tell me how to do this bit.
Okay. So the simple thing for you, AD, is select every single one of the tokens apart from the summon, the pet, and the raven.
Can I
do that,
summon
if
it
you
with
hold
control?
down shift and
Oh,
you
shift.
just click on each token. Then you right click on any one of the tokens you've got selected, and there's 2 cross swords.
And a shield.
Icon will appear and a shield. Just click that.
Toggle combat state. So I've
That
got
senses-
U4 and Picano up there. Do I need to add moose?
You do need to add the moose as well. You can just right click on him and select.
But I
thing.
don't. But the summons and the pets, they go on the initiative of the characters.
So the summons and the pets all go on the initiative of the characters, and they actually have to. The characters have to spend actions to get the
Or to make them
summons
do. I
to do
remember now.
anything.
I remember now. Yeah.
For yourself as well, when you're doing your initiative, there's a little circle box underneath each person's portrait. You just click
the
in that, and
numbers
you
in
can
there.
type in that, and then
Okay.
yeah, I'll once we've got all of that done, I'll tell you how to start the fight.
Cool. Where's my dice?
So for your quick and simple way of getting to your dice, there's a symbol on the right which looks like a clenched fist.
Yep.
And then there should be a dice by the side of each thing you're going to have to roll for, and you just click on that dice and it'll roll that dice for them.
Okay. Where does it tell me the result? All right, I've got that. I've got that result.
Yep.
So if I click in the circles, I can input your
The tiny little circles. You can just input whatever.
So, Kravrik. What did you get? Kravrik.
19.
19. Where are you little gingy? Yeah. And what did you get, Hethry?
13.
13. And the winged one is yourself, guess, yeah? Tukai?
Yep.
Tukai?
Tweaker.
Tuka.
12.
12. That leaves you, Bania. What did you get?
13 and 4 for 17.
That threw me off there. That's like they've got 3 initiatives. Right, so will it put it in order?
So
Picano,
you should see something down at the bottom that says begin combat. You press that button and everything will go into order.
Jesus Christ, the NPCs are... Right, so say again. Say that last bit again.
Yeah, there should be a button that says begin combat. You just click on that button down at the bottom.
Bottom right corner, begin combat. Boom!
And then
There we go.
And then you're in, and then everything about moving backwards and forwards between whose turn it is, there's just some arrows down at the bottom that allow you to
move it
select
along.
one
I see. Right, so can I bring the stats of the moose up here? Or am I going to have to go look in my book?
You can double click on him and you'll get the stats, mate.
Yeah, wow. Yes. Oh, I'm loving it. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. Right. Dun, 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 dun. It will see Picano being all big and mighty. It'll stamp its feet a little bit, look around. It does not notice Twakar or Benir or Ragrin or, Rhino Tank, Cookie. Or you look hiding behind the bush. It's a little bit confused by the flying. What is Sai? What does Sai look like? Hethry?
I would tell you, but unfortunately my thing is reloading. Foundry reloading.
Oh, now come on.
What? I forgot. I designed him ages ago.
Wings? Have they got wings?
Flying was what I remember from the design.
I remember he has wings.
Are they an
It's not
armoured,
loaded yet.
demonic-looking creature, or elemental-looking creature, or
Demonic?
angelic-looking creature?
Kind of an angelic demon, I guess, would
Angelic
be a good
demon.
description.
Lucifer's here. It's kind of cheating at level 1, I'm just saying. So you have a winged... Are the wings feathery or bat-like, or...?
Feathery. They're feathery wings,
hence
black.
the demonic. Okay.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of a dark angel thing going on.
Hell yeah.
Right, cool. There you go. Let's see, that was easy. Real perfect.
Yeah.
So the moose ain't going nowhere near the Lucifer lookalike, and he's going to attack Picano.
That was not what I was going for.
So-
No, not even the slightest.
I'm going to say stuff like I know what I'm doing, and then you feel free to correct me, Matt.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Moose will use its first action point to run over and fly and headbutt Picano, also known as a melee attack.
Yeah, I mean, a flying headbutt's about right for a moose.
I'm just
Also
clicking.
known as he had it coming.
He had it coming, and I just click
Should have
strike.
waited.
Yeah, you just click on go to strike on your little list, and then select the first one because it's its first attack of the turn.
I forget Pathfinder's quite unforgiving.
It's got big numbers, yeah.
So, where's it showing me my number? Is it in the chat?
It's in the chat.
Yeah, so 25 to hit Picano. Poor Picano. Sorry, Picano, mate. You do not have. Ooh. No. So you get hit. Oh, I'm all over this. Damage. Roll the damage. What? Bizarre. Oh, Picano. Right, how do I take hit points off him? Where are you?
Right click on his picture, and then in the box underneath, just type in minus symbol, then the amount you want to take off of him, and press enter, and it does it automatically.
So the flying headbutt of the moose runs up to Picano, who holds his spear out, thinking the moose is just going to run into it. It kind of just flexes the wood, and Picano has to almost ping the spear out of the way and takes a antler to the face. It will then rear up Hi-Ho Silver and hoof Picano.
Oof.
Because
So this time on your strikes, you need to use the
Minus
second
5,
level.
yeah.
It's the -5.
minus
yeah.
5, minus 10, and yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'm remembering stuff. Not very well, but I'm remembering it. I doubt that's it, you.
I wouldn't have thought so. No.
Where's it? Oh, hoof 10. No, and Picano is fine. Right, so that is the moose. Moose goes a bit raggy, headbutt, hoof, and stands there. Right, let me change the music as well to Orc Battle, because that's the closest one I've got. This might be really loud. Right, next in the initiative. Apparently this moose has got a sword, so I'll work on the sound effects later. Yeah. It's Picano's turn. Picano is getting exactly what they wanted. Can I minimise this? Yes. Cool. So Picano is going to, with their spear, whip it back round, not be overly impressed, don't have a bloody nose, and strike fear to the moose for a mighty 20. What are you, moose? Oh, moose gets it. Moose gets it in the face. Jesus. What's my damage? Spear's pretty good. Ah, I'm loving it. Moose. Poor moose. So the first attack comes in. He's just going all out. He's stupid. He's just going to keep stabbing, thinking he's Billy Big. 17. There's my moose.
No, that's...
That misses. Are you joking me? So, as Picano gets headbutted in the face, caught by the antler, and kind of steps out of the way of the hoofs coming slamming down, he just goes in a mad panic attack at the moose and stabs out 3 times with a spear. And I need to do damage on that last one. Manages to land 2 cheeky blows in its thick, like front chest area, and he's just laughing manically at stabbing this thing. What if, is that too loud? Next, how do I move along? Where do I go?
So,
Back to the fist.
onto the clenched fist, you need to just press the E, cross arrow.
Picano, it's your turn, Kraverick.
It is. So, Kraverick's going to kind of look at this. I can just get to it within range. So, carrying this massive 2-handed hammer that he's got, this huge maul, he's going to step up, and then he's going to use 2 actions for this attack. Because as he swings the maul down, the head of the maul starts to glow with arcane power and turns into this huge claw. He's going to use a cantrip called Gouging Claw, and he's going to cast it through the hammer, along with hitting with the hammer.
Nice.
So is this like surging magic rushes down the hammer?
Yeah, it appears. So as he's doing the swing, it's almost like he's doing weird, fancy movements with the swing. So there is one thing on that. It is technically casting a spell, so if the moose has attack of opportunity, he is allowed to use it against me.
I will tell you now, the moose is not trained in attacks of opportunity.
That's good. I'm happy about that. So
although I do
I'm
have a
going to
reroll.
I've got a 14 on the dice, which will give me a 21 to hit.
21 indeed lands your gorging death gouge of doom on the moose.
Okay, the gorging death gouge of doom will do 15 points of damage. As this energy just sort of goes in and rips through the moose. I cannot, however, go anywhere. I am stuck because that is all 3 of my actions.
Cool, so you'll go running over, summon your inner magics, and smash the moose in the face with a sledgehammer of death. I like it. A bit much. You're just hunting moose. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine if this how they made burgers in Burger King? Right, so now it is Benier's go.
Well, seeing how it's going okay so far, although
So
slightly ahead of schedule.
It is unaware of you. Does that make it flat-footed?
No.
Okay.
Unless there are, unless Brunier has certain feats which allow it to be.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not on this occasion,
I
not
don't
yet,
know if
anyway.
they're currently from a stealth position, so if Bernier was to fire...
No.
Okay, cool. As you were.
It was more a case of sneaking up here just in case he decided to toodle off.
Yeah, there's a monk or a rogue feat, I think, that does that, but not a standard character thing.
Coolios.
So taking a look at the options as things start going forward, he will mutter under his breath, well, that's not his plan. Just chill out. And we'll shoot a ray of frost at the moose.
Magics.
Okay. So that's 2 actions, and that's an attack roll, so 120-foot range, so it should be in distance.
Might be.
Might be that's another 13 plus 7, so totaling 20.
20. You do indeed hit with a 20.
What's up? Okay. And what is the damage on this one? That's helpful. Doesn't tell me. Deals 1d4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. Okay, so d4.
So quite literally, the air in front of you freezes as it propels itself towards the moose.
That's a 4 plus. Where would I? Matt, you're slightly more knowledgeable in this one. Where would I find?
Your spellcasting modifier is almost certainly, considering your class, your intelligence modifier.
That's 4 plus 4 for 8 points of damage, please.
Boom. Ah, the moose. Getting a bit of a drunken sway on. That was my impression of a dead moose.
And for his last action, Bernie's going to scootle off slightly to one side, just in case. So I'll rush myself up that way. Yep.
And that's your last action, yeah? Next up is Hethry.
Okay.
I mean...
Ow.
Oh, size getting involved. Just a...
Oh, can't get there.
That's a damn shame.
Damn it. Stupid 25 foot of movement. Oh, that makes me really sad.
How does movement work in Pathfinder? Can you not move diagonally?
You can, you absolutely can. Every second diagonal you move, it counts as an additional 5 foot. So, functionally, the first diagonal is 5 foot, but the second diagonal counts as 10 foot to level it out. So yeah, Hethry has the act together thing, which might be what you need to do.
Where's that? Is that my feats?
It's a standard ability that you have. And I'm happy to read it out if you wish.
Yeah, that might be easier.
You and your Eidolon act as one. Either you or your Eidolon takes an action or activity using the same number of actions as Act Together. Act Together can be 1, 2, 3, so it's up to you. And the other takes a single action. So, for instance, if you spend 2 actions on Act Together, you could cast a 2-action Burning Hands and the Eidolon could do something else. So, as a for instance, you could at this point say you cast a spell for 2 actions and it moves for 1, or you could get it to move twice and you do 1 action, and then you'd still have an option for you to do something. It's how Eidolons work.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm going to have to move to actually hit the moose anyway myself, so...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna send. Can Sai do the entire move and thing, or do I have to do something?
You always get 1 action. So if you spend 2 on that and he uses the 2, you still get 1 action regardless.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna send him. Oh, why is it not moving? I can't seem to move Sai.
Do you want me to move it?
Yeah, how strange. I can't move him.
Probably just a setup thing that I might not have sorted out, so I'll have a look at that.
Cool. So that's 2 actions for
Matt.
him.
I know. It's awful.
I'm then going to move there, and then that's all I can do.
Through the bushes, you can see that the moose is in a very, fudged state. And you see its eyes go wide. I mean, it was scared before, like a massive Viking with a sledgehammer, some lunatic with a spear, Razor Frost. But now, Sebastian, not Lucifer, has just turned up. The thing's petrified. Twickout.
So, he will gesture towards Kiki, who will move, except I can't move Kiki either, up to there, and do his support action, which gives, so I've spent one action to tell my animal companion to do two things. One is to move and the other is to do its support. So I am then going to move up to there, and because I have reach on my glaive,
Obviously.
I'm going to stand there. Oops, and we are rolling actual dice, not game dice.
Yeah, roll those clickbacks.
For a 9. Oh, but I'm flanking, so 13 on the dice, plus 6 to hit and 2 for flanking, so 21.
Ever so slightly stabs the dying moose in the face or the ass with a glaive. What's you said Cookie's support? What's Cookie's support?
So I will do my 1d8 of damage. Kookie will then do 1d6 of persistent bleed.
To support the attack. Okay, I'm with you. There's a good
So
chance.
I do 3 plus my strength modifier, which is 3. So I do 6 points of damage with an additional 4 every turn from Cookie.
So you do 10 points of damage.
So it does 6 now, and then the 4 will happen on it at the end of its turn because it's the bleed that happens at the end of every turn.
Oh, at the end of the moose's turn.
Of the moose's turn. So the moose is now effectively bleeding 4 points of damage every turn.
Because the spikes on the back of the Glyptodon kind of smash into its legs while it's busy distracted by a spear in the butt.
Nice. So as you spin your glaive with very little effort, seeing as you are unhindered and still 10 feet away from the creature, and just wah in the back, Cookie just looks at it, kind of rolls forward, gives it a little nudge, and the moose cannot believe it's day, to be honest. This moose, as most moose go, like if they're going to get killed by a hunter, they're expecting a clean blow, an arrow to the heart while they're not looking. Not so much with you lot. It's been sledgehammered, it's been speared, it's been glaved, it's been cooked, it's been Ray of Frost, and now it's got a demon in front of it. So, as far as clean shots go, this is. Can
we aren't using that hide for much, let's be honest. We're not getting a tank covering out of it.
Can the moose self-declare? Right, so, the moose kind of just looks around, looks at its current scenario, and not much thought to put into this moose. The moose will just tell you what. I mean, the moose is going to try and run away.
Seems reasonable. I don't have the ability to stop it, unfortunately.
I don't believe Picano does. Picano does, of course he does. So
Picano is slightly overpowered for this party.
So Picano will, as the moose moves, Picano will slash out with his spear. I went for dice then. Bastard.
So this is at his highest attack bonus, so...
Yeah. Oh, sure. 20. Fucking he hits it. I won't roll damage because it's only got 1 hit point.
I mean, with the bleed, we could have just followed after it.
Yeah, I was about to say. As soon as
Persistence predator.
If it had got away.
Follow it until it gets tired and lies down and dies.
So, that's your level 1 combat encounter. The next thing's a dragon. Right, so let's. I expected the woodland journey to be more woodlandy, but who knows? Right, cool. So
there's a button for end encounter if you hit that.
End encounter, end this encounter and empty the turn tracker. Yes, there we go. So moving you. Let me go back to the stream and move you back over to there. Boom. Oh, loving it already. Right, so Picano is kind of stood there, puts his foot on the moose, as if posing for an artist to capture this scene, and he's slightly miffed that nobody's actually capturing this scene, and then kind of just goes looking into the bushes and such. Kipper? Whipper? What's she called?
Whipper.
Whipper? Whipper the Kipper? Whipper comes over and she's obviously got a bit of a wobble on. And when I say heavily pregnant, I'm talking a week or two away. So as all broken tusks, they go out hunting, apparently. It's a coming of age for the unborn child. But the moose falls, Whipper comes over, she's already got her skinning knife and such, and will go through the process of showing every one of you how to, if you so wish, butcher the carcass there and then to get ready.
I mean, yeah.
It will take several hours. It involves removing the hide and the organs, carefully segmenting the skeleton and carving out the meat. All of it's got to be taken back to camp. Who does participate and who doesn't?
Rika already knows how to do this stuff, so we'll dive straight in and help.
Yeah, I will help as well.
Bernier will look over the shoulder and be curious about how exactly this works, because he's more of a forager than a hunter.
Cool.
For sure.
Hethry?
I ask for guidance. I'm like, I want to help. I don't know how.
Cool. So all of you that participate, you gain access to all of the animal skill feat, which I will tell you. This takes several hours to do. You're there for the rest of the day-ish, pushing towards the evening time. It's casual. It's more instruction from Whipper. You've obviously learnt a lot of stuff. She's kind of your mentor. She's the head scout. You guys have been learning from her in various, obviously your own skill sets, but the various ways of scouting for the Broken Tusks. During this year, educates you in the feat to all of the animal, which that is a magic item, not a feat. 76, 77, 78. All of the animal. So, Head Scout Whipper teaches this skill feat to characters who help her butcher an animal. Way, well done. Right. This is what it does. You have access to it. She teaches you it. You know how to make the best and most efficient use of a hunted animal's carcass. You can choose a large or larger corpse of an animal that died within the past day, while using survival to subsist near the carcass. You always receive enough food for yourself and one additional medium creature, using up the meat from the carcass to do so. Since you are using all of the animal, others can't use the carcass's meat for any other purpose, including their own use of all the animal. So one of you can essentially feed a couple of you. But you're all good at doing that now. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at that. I quite like that. Learning stuff through interaction with the game. Who knew? Right, let me get back to my moose hunting days. So yeah, so you do have the day to interact and talk while you're butchering this creature if you so wish. Or you can all stand there really quietly for 8 hours while Whipper says, stab it there. It's entirely up to yourselves. Will you be interacting during your butchering of the moose?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm probably... Is Panko taking involved, or is he cleared off? Has he gone away?
Picano is down by the river that you can see just like northeast and takes that top corner of the map. Just kind of washing the blood off himself through the day, and then kind of just being lazy by the thing. He cares not. He will shout out that he'll carry his bit, or Whipper will point out that he'll carry his bit, and he kind of just scoffs. But he cares not he just doesn't care about butchering the animal. He seemed to be only there for the immediate violence of the hunt, which you lot really got behind.
I mean, it was less really good.
I'm going to separate out the slightly sloppier and slightly bloodier bits for him, I think.
The soft bits, yeah.
The bits that are perhaps
Giblets.
slightly less appetizing.
Pleasant
Perfectly
Charlie.
good meat, perfectly good, but perhaps not the prime cuts.
The moose have giblets. He gets the giblets. So,
Yeah.
so what's the plan, kids? Are you interacting, or are you just fast forward?
Yeah. I'm just going to sort of look over at him and sort of just under my breath, but loud enough probably that most people around me can hear, just sort of say, he's of no help whatsoever. There was no need to start the fight that early. Although, Hareth, you're going to need to learn a little bit more about how noisy that is when you do what you did.
Well, I mean, it worked.
Sure. It
You were
worked.
lucky.
You were very lucky. The fact that Panko is an idiot and ran out in front kind of saved you a little bit.
Because that's not what I was going for in the slightest.
So it's well known that each animal has just enough brain to preserve its hide. So the moose should allow us to prove the leather. I wonder if it applies to all other animals as well.
What are you implying?
I'm simply observing a rule of the wild. Each animal has enough brain, one way or another, to preserve its hide.
Right.
So what are we doing with this brain? Are we cooking it up for brawn, or are we using it on the hide?
Probably use it on the hide.
Is there enough decently left?
Almost
Do
certainly.
patchwork repairs.
I mean,
Get some
the
cloaks out of
moose, originally he was sent to hunt such a creature that would, prepare a meal for the tribe. So
It's a big ass moose.
it is a
It
big
is.
ass moose.
Yeah.
I mean, if you all eat it, great. You know, your next combat, you're all at some sort of minus.
Minus one to agility.
You'll need
because-
There's conditions going on here. There's conditions. Second for a start.
Elasticated hide.
Fine. Honestly, I'm half tempted to just send him back already.
It would be unsafe to make him walk back alone through the lands.
And eventually he'll
And
learn
I'm
proximity.
still tempted to send him off already.
Guess we'll find out which sort of brains he's got if you do that.
Well, true.
You put us all at risk. We need to
Who's
have a
son?
conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed, but if we're gonna, and just in the nicest way possible, if he's someone's son, which I remember he is, then that might be slightly awkward if he just decided, as a group, we say that he walked off into the distance.
Fine.
I meant we could have a conversation with him about, the risk he ran with all our lives.
If I'm honest, he doesn't care. And I don't think if we say anything, he's going to care. I was trying to do my damnedest to stop him causing us problems while that was all going on, and he was just shrugging me off. His head was in the fight, not within the actual job.
Sit
And
on him next time.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we've been told to become scouts, to train under
Whipper,
Whipper,
not Kipper.
not Kipper.
Slipper.
Yeah. And I know he has as well, but the less we can work with him, the better. And that's what I meant, Hareth, is you're going to have to get used to how much noise and light that makes, because if we're scouting, we don't want that happening.
So summon earlier, is what you're saying.
Summon earlier or when we're fighting, and you might just have to stand still for a little bit while it happens.
Does Sai go poof after a while, or can they hang around?
He hangs around for as long as I want him to.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see
Hangs
that
around
one.
as long as needed.
So
I have to
can
do
you
an
be
action to dismiss him.
Oh, okay.
Can you be useful with the rest of what we're doing with the scouting and the tracking?
Oh, he can carry shit.
Excellent.
He's the muscle.
When you say he's the muscle, what exactly do you mean?
Well, in comparison to me. I don't have
Right.
to carry things. I get Sai to carry things.
Well,
Ragrin's the
wonderful
muscle in
relationship.
comparison to you, I believe. So,
Ragrin's more I, but I. True.
well, let's break this stuff up. I know Sai's able to carry quite a lot. I've seen him do it. So, and we'll chuck the guts over to.
Ragran can have some of that.
So, as you spend the next several hours slicing and dicing, moving it all out, making sure Picano gets a rough deal of it, you all know how to create like sleds, or sledges, whatever you want to call them, trays on wheels. You put them together, you tie the meat. It's if you do have difficulty with it, Whipper will just remind you. But your tribes folk, the Broken Tusk, this is your job. The tundras of the north, the mammoth lordlands. It's kind of day-to-day sort of thing. When you're moving around, you tie your stuff together, your tents, your clothes, whatever. It's just the same with the meat. Just wrap it a bit better. And you begin your trek back to the camp.
It occurs to me that Picano took some damage, didn't he?
He did. He got a flying headbutt
Somewhere
from
in
the
the
moose.
day, I'll wander over and ask him if he'd like patching up a bit.
He will reluctantly agree. Don't mean you have to, but he will reluctantly agree.
How reluctantly?
Give me, is it sense motive
It'll be
or a perception?
perception, I believe, for the
Great.
system.
3 systems, all different things for insight, sense motive.
Where does perception live?
Yeah, it's perception.
It's just the very first part of your sheet. It's not actually a skill, so it's on that red part at the side.
There it is. I can never find this bit. No, a D6 is no good. Let's not roll that. Let's try a D20.
Just looking at the core book on my little bookmarks from when I played last time.
21.
I've got 21. Deep down, he hates the fact that not only are you offering, and rather than him demand that you've offered to heal him, he hates the fact that he's now agreeing, but he's fully aware that he got headbutted by a moose that was 4 times the size of anything he's ever fought before. So, but
Let's see what I
outwardly, he's accepting the offer.
See what I can do. Yeah, that's actually going to fail. So that was 5 on the dice and 5 from the skill. So that's 10.
So you fail to heal?
Do
Yep.
the first time. He can choose whether or not I have another go. It's like 10 minutes. No, it's
That's an hour.
an hour later, isn't it?
You've
Yeah.
the day. Like, he will probably not come back to you for the second attempt. He will accept
fine.
that he was right with his gut. And that you were of no use to him. What a bastard.
Yeah, I don't like him. Already. I do not like him.
Look, I'm really good at portraying knobheads, alright?
I'm saying nothing.
You shut up, you.
Yeah.
Right, so, as you make your way back to the camp, you are greeted, with hearty pats on the back and such. Picano just buggers off into the camp, cares not. The meat is brought back, it's dished out. The folk that would normally go around preparing it, they come eagerly over and they take the slaves from you and they start pulling them over to where they need to be. Everyone else is pretty much going about their business, whereas the very next, so like the night carries on. There's not a lot for you to do. You chill out, you rest, you get your head down. For those, how does healing work through long rests or a rest of 8 hours?
Yeah. You get your con modifier times your level back as hit points. That's it.
Cool. So I'm not sure I hit any of you, but
Nope.
there you go. Jesus.
One round combat.
Fireball. Okay.
Wham!
I'm just going to hit it with Thor. So yeah. The evening passes, you chill out, you sleep where you'd normally sleep, and the next morning is very crisp and cool. As people start to get busier, I'm going to put this... Let's see how mental this sound set is. Okay. That's very loud, let's turn it down a bit. What's this? Get off it. there are campfires going. There's a bit of music that's more just casual, or folks just tuning the very simple instruments that like flutes and such, that they just keep themselves entertained with. Oh, what am I doing? Nobody knows. So it is the next morning. You come out stretching, doing your yoga, and everyone is basically chatting excitedly about the upcoming Green Moon ceremony. The tribe's very keen. It's during your migrations and such. It's very much a time to have a small festival, to celebrate, to relax, to just enjoy yourselves instead of constantly concentrating on the survival of the Mammoth Lordlands. Folks depart to go collect spring herbs, hunt small game, forage root vegetables nearby, the standard things that you're used to doing every time the camp stops, and obviously folks go about their particular business. Grandfather Iwa and Letsua approach you all in the next morning, and Grandfather Iwa is the first to speak. His voice is it's like gravel tumbling down a tall hill with a Yorkshire twang. Young ones, Whipper says good things about your scout training. Said you might make good mammoth lords someday. Let's hope so. He smiles broadly and his weathered face crinkles. His weathered face crinkles like parched earth. Ah, this shit's so good. The Green Moon rises 3 nights from tonight, and its light will mark you as true broken tusks. But there are still many things that must be done if we're ready for the ceremony. 3 things. Hey, I'll change my voice there. Right, I want to see if there's have we got a picture of Grandfather? Let's have a look. Where are you, Grandad? So a little, was it the people? There we go, my NPCs. Grandfather! Oh, there we go. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's Grandfather Ewa. Look at that. I couldn't even describe that. What a beautiful man. Beautiful. Alongside him is Letsua.
Oh,
Yes.
Am I?
those are some eyes.
They are indeed. Now, Letsua being the elf-like features, you can see the long pointed ears and the completely black orb eyes. Kind of trills in. 3 things exactly. He steps forward, even taller than Iwa. First, the ritual site at Rockloom must be scouted, cleared, and secured before the Green Moon ceremony. Second, we need you to carry fragile ceremonial vessels and fill them with water from the Gornock River. Third, there are some tapirs nearby which we seek to add to our herd. Capturing them would go a long way toward your training. And Grandfather Iwa nods. Now, I have other tasks to attend to, and he turns and Letsua walks away. Grandfather Iwa, there you have it. 3 tasks for the day, or 2. Please do these tasks without the aid of Whipper. She is to birth any time now, and I do not wish her out and about, despite her pushing back. Any questions before you go about your business?
Do these need to be done in any specific order?
They do not. You have a few days before the night moon, or the green moon. On the night of the green moon.
Do the vessels need to be taken up to Rockloom, or do they just need filling and the tribe will carry them up there when we go?
Bring them back here, and we will arrange them to be carried. It might be yourselves, it might be others.
Could we bring the water back from the river in
I just-
something less fragile?
It is part of the Green Moon ceremony that these particular vessels and the journey you will take to carry them is part of the ceremony.
Okay, we'll do that.
Logic is never a thing in these traditions. And you just see Grandfather was shaking his head, remembering the time he asked the same question. And he had to do it, so you have to do it.
That's the look of
I
somebody that's done this before.
Yeah. It's your turn now, lucky people.
Yeah. Back in my day, we had paper vessels.
And it was
Walking
a
uphill
pill
both
both ways,
ways.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Okay. I think we probably need to discuss amongst ourselves how we're going to do this. Considering what happened yesterday with the moose, I'm slightly concerned about the capturing of the creatures. It's not exactly a strong suit of ours to keep things alive by the looks of things.
I'm going to have a look around for irritating, arrogant guy and try and make sure he's not in earshot.
Give me a perception check.
Did they have to be captured and returned alive, did they, the tapirs?
Yes, they did.
Yes, that she.
Oh, dear.
Letsoa said to add to the herd.
Yeah.
I mean, you could add
Actually,
them dead to the herd. I mean, be a bit dark, just dragging dead tapir around.
I got 10 on my perception checks. That's 3 on the dice and 7 off my skill.
Not
My expert skill.
Not just it's morning time. You know what I mean?
It's pre-coffee.
Coffee yet?
There's,
Definitely pre-coffee.
you don't believe Picano's in earshot or anything.
Am I convinced my companions are in earshot?
I mean, you're surprised they're even there. Like you can't. You feel like they've snuck up on you.
So,
Grandfather Ewa just stands there staring at you.
How far away is Rockland from here?
Yeah, I was going to say. And the river, in fact.
Well, Rockham, it is an ancient place of animal spirits, but it's not far, maybe a day's walk or so. We have observed the green moon from Rockland for many generations, since before the breaking of the tusks. Since before we were who we are. Go there and you will understand why we call it Rockloom. And he kind of just stares off into the distance, irrelevant to the question you asked. Comes back to it. Yes, about a day.
And are the other locations near it? Are we going to be able to effectively do all of this stuff and then come back here? Is that the
You have
suggestion?
a few days before the Green Moon ceremony, and as long as these 3 things are done, we should be okay. Near
Let's
each
secure-
other is subjective.
let's secure the site last so we don't have to hold it in the interim.
We're just scouting it.
Hey,
Me
are we-
and Ragrin could check it out and come back. Worst case scenario.
I was going to say, I didn't think we were holding it, just making sure it was still there and clear of anything that might be a problem. I kind of see what you're saying, but with it being a day away, I would almost prefer to go there and then work our way back to do the other things.
How far is the river in relation to Rockloom? Is it even in the same direction? Is it literally the direction?
Just a moment. Letsoa! And you see the dark-eyed, elven, humanoid creature come back. Yes, Grandfather Ewa. They have questions. I have other things to attend. And Ewa kind of just gives you a traditional nod and goodbye, and off he potters. Yes, you have questions?
Just the relative positions of the river to where we need to head. Effectively, is it all in the same direction, or are we having to travel in different directions to do each job?
Not much, but yes, there will be obviously different directions, but it's not a case of head north, head south, head west. You can almost do a arc of travel. You may need to come back and rest, for the Rockloom is at least half a day to a day away, and then the river is not overly far. Whipper said not far from where you fought the moose. It's the same river, just runs further down. And the tapir, the little creatures over there. We have a herder. Let me get you the name from my parchment.
Perhaps we should get the tapir first while we still know where they are before they've moved too far in our range.
So, Imek is a young herder of ours. They will help you with the tapirs. Bacano will be carrying water also from the Gornok River.
Yes, he will.
And
Yes, you will.
but Rockloom, I would. We think it's best you see it for yourselves.
Picano doesn't exactly seem to be the person to do a patient job like carry water.
Well, then patience they shall learn.
Worst case scenario, even if he's not carrying water, he can protect the rest of us who are.
Yeah.
Well, he did such a stellar
Responsibilities.
job laying the first blow on that moose. It might be best for him to do that rather than try and carry the fragile vessels safely.
let's
Use the
just,
fragile vessel.
just nods.
Shall we talk to this herder first then?
Imek, yeah.
Imek.
You'll find them over there with the rest of the tapir.
Fair enough.
But they will wamble off.
So you wandering away?
Yep.
Thank you ever so much for your help. I can't think of anything else we need to ask right now.
Oh,
Oh.
where would we find the vessels we're supposed to be carrying?
Oh, there we are. That's yes. There it is.
There's the brain cell.
There it is. There's where the
Far
brain
enough.
cell is right now. Yeah.
Let's points across to a large canvas tent. It's much bigger than the rest, a bit like a storage tent. And there are several plinths of stone, not plinths, like tablets of stone that are kind of odd shaped. And these there's a lot of love and care put into these particular vessels. And they're old, they've got patterns on them of mammoths and such. Very like cave drawings, but a deliberate simplicity painted on the vessels. And you recognise them as, the not religious, but that what's the word? Sacred sort of aesthetic that you've seen before, and that are wrapped and carried very carefully when you move from place to place, and you recognise them as the vessels that's what I was talking about. They're over there.
You.
Do you reference? Yeah, absolutely.
So, are you off over to Imek?
Yeah.
Right, because there's some cool pictures in. I'm going to go back to the map just so I can show people stuff, because it's really cool and I don't want it to get lost. Right, so folks that are watching, you didn't get to see Grandfather either, so because it wasn't on the right screen. So you should be able to see that now, players. Not players. Screw you, players. You've seen it before. But chat. That's Grandfather Ewan. We've got Letsuha. There you go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And Imek. Oh, fuck's sake. This is Imek.
All right. Okay.
Oh wow.
I just want to play
Young
barbarians. Like
Young herder.
A young, very young herder.
Right.
Wasn't kidding about young. Wow.
Cool. So that's Imek. Young child, perfect teeth except the one that's missing, and short dark hair, and apparently he's got 2 pet porcupines that survive
adorable.
really well.
They survive well in the Arctic.
Yeah, that's it's well known for it. Well known for it. So, that's where I go for
Sea
the
world.
porcupines. So we're going to go over to Imek. Okay, is the tapir task the first one you're undertaking, or are you still info gathering?
It's probably going to be the
I
first
think
thing we
it's
do.
the one that we're leaning
First,
towards
yeah.
doing first.
Cool.
Because then it becomes somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
It also means we don't have to deal with that brat child straight away.
Yep. Need a break from him.
as you walk over to the non-brat child, though still a girl, Emick is wise beyond her years. So the tales go in the camp. As you approach, you get as you guys kind of like en masse turn up, Emick turns let me see these bloody tapirs. Do you know when you've got stuff everywhere and you're like, this would be a good idea? Creatures. Oh, Matt, you are a beautiful bastard. There we go.
Only did a little bit of work for you, for it, mate. Only a little.
I've literally turned up and just gone start stream. That's all I've done. So this is a giant tapir.
Prehensile nose.
So let me show the chat. This is a tapir, or a tapir, and you are going to get some smaller ones. This is a giant one. Okay. So I'm told. Right. Oh.
There's no banana. We can't tell the scale.
Can we? I'll tell you. I'll get my
There's
banana
always
out.
one, isn't there?
Right, so as you approach Emick, all goes bad. Emick is super keen as you all turn up, and you see the two porcupines running around her feet, and she's just kind of shoving the tapir, like she's very hands-on with them, and is like running into them and shoulder barging them to make them move. They're quite clearly much larger than her. They're not as big as the moose, but maybe a small cow. They've got that kind of girth about them.
Okay.
And she is full on, this is how you move the tapir. And she is just brute forcing them around. They're moving at their own pace, but she's very excited about how much effort she's putting in and it paying off. Despite her physicality of diving in, it is well known around the camp that Emick might be the first time you've heard her actual name and associated with the person, but you're all very aware that Emick is good at what she does and is quite knowledgeable in the tapir, which I will completely disprove in a moment. But yes, she is really happy that you were all there. And as you approach, she turns around, just kind of kicks the tapir behind her, who might as well have been hit by a fly. Morning, you're the new scouts, yes?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh,
Kravitz
wow.
kind of was going to speak and just sort of like looks over and goes, "Oh, thank you for small children." No.
Well, I talked to Letsua and they want me to help you. Well, I could take you to the grove where there's some tapir. Or tapir. You could call it what you want, to be fair. Sometimes I call them Brian.
We
It's
definitely need to
Brian.
find-
It's Brian. It's a very mammoth lord name. It's an uncle
How
of
do
mine.
you... Imek, how would you catch wild tapir? I can see you handling these ones. They obviously know you.
You
What
just
would you do
need
with
to
the
be
wild?
nice to them. You don't need to catch them. I mean, from the stories I've heard about the hunt, from and just kind of gestures off into the camp. Don't catch them like that.
No, we want a walking back, whole with no extra holes in their skin.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
So
we
offer
want
food?
we want them to give them food. You can sometimes give them a little shove, and she just elbows the tapir next to her, and then rubs her elbow. And the large tapir is just like, cool, yeah, thanks. It obviously doesn't say that out loud, but yeah. Like they're quite soft creatures. You just need to be nice to them.
I like to eat.
What do they like to eat? Some of them like bugs. Some of them like flowers. Some like snow. If you crunch it up into a snowball, and then it's they like that.
Try and catch it.
You don't throw them at the tapir. They can't catch. They really can't catch. And she crouches down and crunches a small snowball up and just tosses it at the tapir, and it hits it, explodes, and just drops to the floor. The tapir don't move. See? You're useless at catching.
Thruka is going to bunch up a snowball and try and offer it to one of them and see if they'll eat it.
Cool. I believe animal handling is a skill, yeah?
Nature. It's done through nature.
Cool. All right, I was wrong. All right.
It's okay, Amy, you're learning.
Oh, these dice are cursed. I am getting a different dice set out. So that's 6 on the dice and 5 off skill, so 11.
11? Okay. The
Yeah. New dice. Might not get a second outing.
The tapir is a bit sniffly, and you get its like long wobbly nose just kind of snuffle into the snow as if it's trying to find something within the snow. Obviously doesn't find out but your palm. The snowball kind of dissipates around your hand and falls to the floor, and it just kind of a little bit disappointed that it feels tricked, wounded, played, deceived. Where's my thesaurus?
Being a bit of a foragey type, and into their herbalism.
You're gonna get it stunned.
No, it's along those lines, yeah. You know, having two furry friends, myself, I know they have a tendency to graze and go for choice flavors, or choice things. Is there, you know, a bit of scrabbling around I could do to find out if there's anything that specific that is tempting for them?
Give me a nature check. Now I know that it exists.
I've got nature at +4 and I've got herbalism at +7.
Are you looking for herbs or things that they might make choice food?
Things that they may make as choice food.
So nature.
Nature.
That's an 11 +4 for 15.
Okay, cool. So as you are off that train of thought, and you're like, oh, actually, okay, and you're kind of having a look around, and you're looking for the stuff that clearly Imik's using. Like she's looking after him, but there's got to be stuff nearby. And you just look across to her, and she's looking at you, and she walks over, and she stands next to you, and she's got a little pouch on her belt, and she just pulls out some it's almost like stuffing. It's real sticky. It's a few herbs and a bit of something a bit more chewy mixed in with it. Just put this in the snowball. And she gives you it.
I'll take a small bit and just do a bit of an assess on what might be in there, and then tuck some in some snow and offer it to the next tapir.
It's a bit of sage and dried meat, and it just kind of she's squished it together, and it's just not enough to be, you know, a carnivore, like you know, T-Rex
But enough
in
to
your
be
face,
quirky and interesting.
but enough to be, you know, flavoursome amongst the sage and snow. And fuck, and you go up and give me another nature check to feed the tapir. Dice flying out here. What's going on? Who needs combat?
That's an 11 and 4 again. 15.
There we go.
Your dice.
I've actually turned it up now and you can hear stuff. There are herbivores in the real world. Don't you lie to me, evil wabbit. You can't just make shit up on that screen.
Dogs are carnivores, but you
Opportunistic
should see Mighty
carnivores.
go for cheese.
Yeah, fair.
My shepherds and the sticky cleavers. Man alive. There's none in the garden.
What did you get? 11?
11 and 4 for 15 again.
Cool. So, 15, sorry. So yeah, so as you rock in with the snowball with a hidden surprise, the tapir looks at you, looks across to a cache, looks back at you, thinks there's some sort of, you know, getting ganged up on, has a little snuffle at the snowball, and if they could smile, you'd notice a little smirk on this tapir, and it kind of just takes a step forward, and Imik just starts giving Tuakar a little elbow and just nodding towards Benir, and very delicately you notice that they like kind of snuffle nose the snow around, and then a long tongue just whips out like snake, like, and just grabs the little sage ball, and you can hear a bit of a chewing going on, but you don't really see the mouth moving. It's just kind of every now and then its cheek goes.
We've got a plan.
We have.
And you were successfully fed a tapir. Level 5, go!
If
XP.
only.
And I
Well,
Works.
go
No,
on,
go on. It's alright.
I think Hareth, you were saying something, so.
No.
No, okay. While they're doing all of this, because I've got no skill with this other than killing the damn things and bringing them back as food. So while I'm sorting all of this out, just using a little bit of my sort of general knowledge, Do I think there's a way I can hook up or create leads, harnesses, things like that, so that once we've got them moving in the first place, we can keep them going?
Give me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Cool. Just behind Imik and the majority of Tapir right next to her, where she's got them kind of penned in, there are several like straps and harnesses and such like this that you assume are already used to do exactly the task that you'll be set out for.
So I'll sort of... Can we take those as well?
Well, yeah, we'll need them, won't we? We'd like
Yeah.
to strap them up, because once we get them moving, we want them to keep moving.
Yep. Fair enough.
But you've got to get to know them. Like, I know everybody here. And she just gestures at the tapir. So when we get there, you've got to be very nice.
Yeah. I'm not used to bringing back living animals.
She kind of stands back, shocked. Okay.
I've been a hunter for years before they told me to be a scout.
She looks up at you. Well, sounds like a you problem, doesn't it?
Look back.
If you look at Hethra, she is peeing herself right now.
Sure, it's a me problem. Fine.
I mean, most things are, aren't they?
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, do you want to go now, or do you want to meet the herd, or do you want to go now? We can have some of the herd. You can carry the straps. I can give you some more of the sage stuff if you want. I can tell you all about the herd and the tapir.
Getting some more of that mix you've got might be a good idea. That way we can spread it about a bit and maybe make it a bit easier for everyone. And yeah, what's the herd like as well down there? You know, what's the ground around it like? Are we going to be
It's like a
sneaking
grove.
up on
Like,
them, or?
well, I mean, can you sneak? I'm not very good at sneaking. I usually just go over and introduce myself, and then they react to me because they love me, and then I'll introduce myself, and then I'll find out what their name is. And if they don't tell me what their name is, I'll give them a name, and then I'll give them, this. And she like gestures to a pouch. Although you can't give them too much, because it's a bit like when those cats eat that funny stuff and then they fall over and they're a bit drunk. So you got to be careful.
Would it help to take some of the herd with us, so that they can...
Oh no, not these little sneaky buggers. They were trying to escape, so they've got to stay here.
Right.
And we don't want to
Okay.
cause a bit of fuss. Like, we don't
Alright.
know if they might not like each other. What if they've had a fallout and then they meet for the first time and it's been so long since they've seen each other, and then they want to start fighting, and then we have to get involved, and then like gestures over to Kraverick, and then Hunter Man over here starts sledgehammering everyone. It's a bit best that we just introduce ourselves, and then they can get to know the herd when we get back here. But it's alright, I can do the introductions.
Sounds like a plan. Let's take some of the herby stuff that you've got, and we'll pick up anything you think they'll like along the way. And see
Cool.
what we do.
Just where they, and she kind of potters off, and she's like pushing through the herd, and she comes back with these little purses, and she passes each one of you, which contains three uses of tapir catnip, which I completely just made up 5 minutes ago.
Love it.
First magic item in Pathfinder, homebrew for the win.
I'd
Tap in
take
it.
hold of it, sort of open it up. And so very quietly sort of pocket it.
It's really
Fine.
good for hunting. She just looks at you and then looks at the rest of the party and goes. Now,
Good for
Before
plating.
we
Good
go
for plating.
anywhere,
yeah, what?
I summon Sai.
Assuming you've
Hang on,
done
isn't
this,
that just going to freak the critters out?
And suddenly Temple Herd scatters.
a demonic. I mean, it's the go-to for you lot, isn't it? Moose, summon devil. Gentle tapir, summon devil. Trip to the alchemist shop, summon devil.
You've got one
don't-
trick, and this is it.
Are you
I
summoning
don't
Sai?
think for this, Hareth, that we need to have Sai with us.
Who's Sai?
I think
You're trying to deny me my friend.
not denying you your friend. I'm just thinking when we're trying to be nice to things, we don't necessarily need the muscle. And then he looks at himself.
So we're leaving you behind?
I don't know who
Maybe.
Sai is, but I think you just got burnt. Who is
That
Sai?
is
normal, to be
the
honest.
summoned
That is
critter.
helpful.
Oh, you can summon creatures.
Do you want to meet Sai? And then I just summon him.
What do the tapir do? What does the herd do?
Roll initiative. Give me a nature check, Pethry.
Give what?
A nature check. As you just summon a demonic angel into the tapir hut.
13.
Oh dear.
Thankfully, there are fences.
Hopefully.
Bernir is already running for one. Back
So-
to the table.
As again, Sai just like steps from a cut in the material realm and just appears, feathered wings, horns reaching over the back, armor I'm assuming from the picture, just like breathing Hellboy flames everywhere. The tapir kind of look, shake their head, and they'll back off towards the back of the pen. They make a strange, like. They're not very loud, but they've got a bit of a squeal on them. But it's not loud at all. You have to be real close to hear it. Imic, bless her, is now torn loyalties between this cool demon angel in front of her and the thing she exists for. And he's lovely, but I got to calm down. I got to calm down the herd. Please. I mean, it was really impressive. But can you not do that again? And you see it now just tossing the tapir catnip at the tapir to try and calm them down.
Awesome.
This is what level 1 adventurers do, kids. Right?
The new brigade at this point.
I send Sai away.
So, Hethry, you messed about and found out, right?
It's all for science.
You see Imic like rubbing the large flanks of the creatures. Maybe 10-15 minutes just to calm them all down. You lot are just like she comes back across the pen. Right, so you've all got your special sage. Right, you I noticed you looking at my straps earlier, and she goes over and brings over these straps, hands them over to you. Here you go, there's one for you. You're big, you can have more. She, like, kind of half loads you up with these. You know when you put your arm through rope and you've got like just one like Popeye arm going full of rope. And then we can put some more and she passes out and you've all got a couple. You've got enough to bring 2 or 3, maybe 4 if there is that many. Right, so it's not far, so we can walk together and I'll tell you anything you want to know about the tapir and I'll answer any questions you've got, and if you haven't got any questions I'll make some questions up and then I'll tell you the answers. But yeah, are you ready? Let's go. And she just starts leaving the eastern side of the camp and just looks every now and then to see if anyone's following.
Very quickly, I will strap my maul to my back because I'm not going to carry that and the harnesses, I don't think. And this isn't really supposed to be a fight. I am a muscle. I can't fight with one arm on this thing. It's huge.
Cool.
Similarly, the glaive is across my back rather than carried.
Good.
Yeah, but Bernie will just whisper into Ragman's ear, could you just be like really useful and keep an eye out and just encourage him to fly off and a little bit above and ahead of the group.
How intelligent is Ragnar? Because familiars like supernatural creatures, or are they just actual animals?
Let me just grab up the descriptor for the thing.
I know that some like systems are magical creatures, aren't they?
They are in this as well. They
are,
are
yeah.
functionally as intelligent as their master.
Yes.
Ooh. Can you
And this
communicate
one
with it?
It understands and speaks a language I know, and has dark vision and low light vision and can fly 25 feet around.
I know you didn't realise this, Avie, but Raggin needs a voice and so does Sai. Both of them can speak.
All right.
Keith can't.
Yeah.
I'd be glad to
Speaks the
know.
language.
Cool. I'm
Can
all over.
communicate
Just has a lot.
telepathically over a distance.
All right. Cool. How big's the distance?
Let me just double check that one.
All right. So Kooky is an actual animal.
Kookie's an actual
Yeah.
animal.
It
Right,
genuinely
cool.
is an animal.
I'll roleplay
Adopted
Kooky all
and
day.
raised.
I'll double check that one. I can't find the detail now. I'll find so I think it said it can communicate with you, but only like telepathically or emotions and things like that.
Emotions.
obviously.
I'm full of them. Right. Sure.
I will get back to you.
Cool, that's fine. What I need from my rulebook, Matt, is how to change map.
So when you have a scene, so the scenes are the which picture is it?
So
It's the scenes directory. I can't see which icon it is because I'm not allowed to access the scenes. That's why it's not there.
is it on the top right
is-
or is it on the left?
It's on the top right, and I
Right,
think it
cool.
looks like a little picture
Let's have a
frame.
look. If I hover over them, it tells me. Little picture frame, card stacks,
No.
rollable tables, scroll journal entries. Don't know what that is. Items directory. Little
going.
picture, scenes directory.
Yeah, click
What
on
scenes
that.
directory, clean on that. Intro, move something, we've done that.
Yep. So open up the
Tapir-
next folder.
This is Tapir Grove.
Then right click on that and go activate,
Oh, right, click on it. Right, click on it. Activate.
and then
Boom.
we'll need tokens put onto it.
Cool. Dun, dun.
Communicates empathically over 1 mile if it
Oh,
can't
right,
talk
so
to us
it's
directly.
right. Cool. So it is proper.
Gives me a feeling of a heart attack if
Can
all
do,
of
yeah.
a sudden we're surrounded by something.
You all right?
I want to make hot water on my feet. I'm really cold.
Okay. Cool. We'll do that. You need them to be on there. Oh, did I just miss that? Cookie. Where is? Oh, right there you go. Right. Can you? How do I move down? Oh, right.
So it says, do you want us at the entrance of this
Yeah.
glade down at the
Can
bottom?
I just
Right.
move you on? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I think we're also needing to be put on that little running man thing on the bottom. I think it's not free again.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay, so... Oh, where's the Mick? I need a Mick. Where are you? Oh, where's the NPCs? Let's go. How do you... Oh, there we go. That's cool. Hey, a Mick's with you.
Giggly child.
Right, so, before... As it takes you a couple of hours, maybe a bit longer, half a day easy, to get to the Tapir Grove, as we decided to do this first. Imic has been told by those that scouted the area before that there is 2 of these tapir, and they are large, almost adult size, similar to the giant ones that you saw in the, a good 10 feet in size, from snout to ass, is a David Attenborough measurement. But,
Throughout the journey, Kravik, when hearing that, went, I thought we were getting smaller ones.
yeah, but these are the small ones. They can get really big, like 15 feet. Some of them are big enough that they can pull the thingies, but we don't usually let them get that big because we use them, like, sometimes as he whispers. Sometimes we eat them, but we don't approach, don't talk. Just
Don't speak.
Yeah.
No matter what you're saying.
So, players, do you want a quick break?
Have a
I
quick
could
drink.
do with a
mate.
cup of tea.
Top of the
Yeah.
cool. Right, cool.
Yeah.
So let's have a quick break. Means I can get a brew as well. Right, we're going to be back in, 10, 15 minutes tops. We're going to grab brews, bio breaks, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for so much, and we love you all. See you soon. Right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. All right, back
Yeah,
soon.
see you in a bit.
Bye.
Knew whom and how, didn't we?
Right, well, you
Yeah,
have to look that
it's
up
in
because
the
we're live
chat.
now. So,
That was nice and quick. Thanks there.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hard switch.
Right, so I can already see Bardic banning people in the in the chat, and it's nice. It's good. Right.
So very briefly, one thing that we would sort of mention while we went off is that we need to work out what we're doing in terms of exploration. Do you need me
yes.
to? Do you need me to explain that? Or are you
Not for
happy?
right now, because these are very. There's not a lot of exploration in between, and like you're kind of on it. But yes, not for this session. This session will continue on as we are, and then for next session we'll get deeper into.
We'll get into it.
Yeah. And that way it staggers for me and staggers for the nerds that are trying to learn it alongside us. Right, so you come to the grove where Imic, the young whippersnapper, the scouts told me that there's two giant ones up here. I say giant, they're bigger than you, and just points across the Kravik. So how would you like? How do you want to do this? Let me find.
I'm gonna suggest slowly.
Any of you good at tracking? Because I know they're in the grove somewhere, but I don't know where.
Should be. I hope so, given my background in class.
Well, I've seen your rolls so far, so I'm not convinced.
And those dice, they're very pretty. They were bought specially for this character, but they might be going in the freezer.
So if one of you wants to do a survival check, and then we'll see if we can find the tracks, says Imic.
That I will attempt.
I'll actually do a separate one as well.
Okay.
And likewise, using Ragrin to help locate.
Ragrin's just kind of flapping him over, telepathically reports back to you. I see.
Go to hero point, my natural one.
I got a 15, and I'm happy enough with that.
So 7 and 5 make 7 on the dice, and 5 makes 12. These
So
dice
we
and I
got
are falling
12,
out.
what was yours, Matt?
15.
15, and JJ?
13.
13. Should have gone with character names, but I didn't have the overlay up and I couldn't remember. So you all successfully discover the tracks of these giant tapirs.
Okay.
They kind of, in front of you, as you can see, that the grove kind of twists off to the right, and it's quite heavily treed, which is a beautiful descriptive term. They have kind of wandered off the beaten track and into the trees around. You can see where there's broken branches. One tree's kind of half lent its roots, desperately trying to stay in the ground as something, or a pair of something really heavy fell into it. But yeah, they are definitely ahead of you, and they definitely walked to the right where that natural path is. Ragrin, just so you know, Benir, I could see two big tapir up ahead. All animals in any of my games.
Awesome.
Until you meet Si.
No! Oh yes, I love it.
Oh, wonderful. Tweaker, I think it might be worth you going first. If nothing else, you're a little bit quieter than the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Probably there-ish, and take Cookie with me.
Oh, is Cookie going with you?
I'll sort of be behind, but give Tweaker a bit of a distance.
I've just been killed by a lot of birds.
Burner or forearm, probably close to Kravik.
Okay.
Okay, keep going.
So, give me a perception check to a car.
Gonna have words. 9 on the dice, and 7 is 16.
16. You can hear the crunching of leaves and branches, not sounding naturally like someone's broke them, essentially, rather than just the wind creaking them. You can hear birds cheeping. They don't seem to be overly bothered by whatever is ahead of you, and the path, as you can see, leans to your left.
Okay.
Are you stealthing?
I am. I'm going to stealth over to there.
Is Cookie stealthing with you?
Not currently.
Cookie smash. Right, so as you look across, it is quite easy to see Tweedledee and Tweedlebigger, and you see a pool of water. I can ping. That's cool. Will that stay there now?
No, it'll go away.
Okay.
It will disappear in
You
time.
see a pool of water, they're clearly that the Tippy were drinking from, and they are now kind of wandered off towards the left, and they're kind of snuffling around the ground. The ground is wet, slippery with stones and such, where probably there's more water other times of the year, or it's kind of frozen in that mushy, slushy state at the moment. Where is the wee lass?
I'm going to designate that one as my prey because it gives me a bonus to tracking it.
Okay, can I mark these little bastards? Sign
Not
status
in
of things. Can I just put like a dot on it or something?
You, unfortunately, it's the one thing that I wish they have, but they don't have in Foundry so far that I found is just a simple mark them.
What's the
thing that you can do?
What's the bullseye?
The bullseye allows you to target it.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Alright, cool. So we'll remember it.
Yeah.
So, I like that you've already gone in with the approach them nicely. I will mark that one as my prey.
But just in case Imik is noticing, it's only so it's easier to track.
Imik is at the back, and she's. You get, Hethry, that she's quite excited to see your friends introduce themselves to the giant tapir, and she hasn't shut up about it since you got there. So, Twikar, they don't seem to react to yourself. What are the rest of you doing?
Kind of mostly looking over at Tukar, and if they don't seem to be doing anything, probably getting some of the stuff out of the bag and getting ready to move forward very calmly and very quietly.
I get a silent sort of come on, which I would guess, Kralik, you should be able to see. If you want to pass that message back, feel free.
I will do. I'll pass it back. And I'll move up to the corner.
So I have a quick question. Who, if any of you, entertained young Imik's stories?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hethry?
Yeah.
Cool. So, buried within Imik's endless stories are nuggets of actual wisdom. Any of you that made a genuine effort to listen, can you all give me a will save, please?
What?
I asked, you answered. Yeah, we'll listen. Oh, shit, she's a lich.
22.
18.
Cool.
That's 4 and 6 for 10, so I'm going to re-roll using the hero.
Of course you are.
8 and 5 is 13, and I have no hero point.
Cool.
14 and 6 makes 30, 20.
Cool. So everyone except Tukar. On a success, your character gleans the complex moral lessons of the young herder's tales. With a sudden burst of realization, you immediately learn the tame animal skill.
What?
As a free
Nice.
bonus feat without needing to take it as a skill feat.
Jeez.
On a failed save, however, so that would be yourself, Tukar, you become fatigued by the effort to keep up with the enthusiastic child's ceaseless ramblings.
Story of my life.
So you could still choose the tame animal feat, but you would have to spend your skill feat to get it.
I don't have one
What's
at
that?
the moment. No, I'm good with not being able to tame them.
Cool. So you three have a free feat. Whee! Free foot.
This is the adventure path of just giving you free stuff. It's kind of cool.
I mean, you've learned how to, harvest a moose and
And tame tapirs.
tame animal. So, animals born and raised far from humanoid settlements rarely get along with two-legged beings, because they usually hunt them with sledgehammers, whom they assume to be dangerous predators. Sledgehammer. In spite of this, you know how to approach and entreat a wild animal so that it's more receptive to your presence and requests. To use this feat, choose a wild animal that isn't actively hostile to you, and which isn't confined in an area smaller than its speed in diameter. Jesus, there's a lot of prereqs. Animals held in place or trapped are typically too scared to be tamed. You attempt a nature check against a DC determined by me. This is usually the animal's will DC. Circumstances, etc., etc. The attempt usually takes an hour. You can perform it in 10 minutes if you have expert proficiency in nature, 1 minute if you have master proficiency, or as a 3-action activity if you have legendary. That's pretty cool. And as per your Pathfinder rules, critical success, success, failure, critical failure, it will either love you, be alright with you, hate you, try and bite your face off. So they've worded it differently, but you get the gist. Right, so back up to. So you've nuggets of wisdom.
Okay. Looking at the size of this glade that they're in, how big is it? Is it big enough that they're not going to feel trapped, or do we need to lead them out?
You would need to lead them out. They could possibly rush off into the trees around, but it does appear that they would need leading out. Who is closest? Is it Twikar and yourself?
It is, yeah.
Can you both give me perception checks?
Bernie's just going to move up closer because he's got an idea just in case.
I'm keeping these dice most definitely. A dirty 20.
Oh, cool. And Twikar?
14 and 7, 21.
Cool. So what you both notice is there are snares on the floor. They've been set off, probably by the creatures. You can see there are poison-tipped barbs lodged in the hoofs of the tapir as they're kind of walking around, heading over to the left-hand side of this glade. And there are a couple of the barbs on the floor near the snares. And they're kind of limping. You can sense the fear from your perception checks.
That makes life.
With my herbal lore, have I got any ideas what they might have been hit with? What's around? What could be made into that sort of poison?
I would say all of you would be aware of, not necessarily things that are around, but it's not the poisons that are normally used in hunting creatures that you just want to make docile are exactly that. As for working out exactly what it was, you probably need to grab hold of a barb and just lick it.
Yep. No, I'm not going to lick it.
Lick it.
I might pick one up and, wrap the point in leaves and take it back.
But straight up general knowledge, no roll needed. You'd be aware that it's probably a poison to make them docile.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm probably going to walk over and try and put a rope around its neck. So
as they move forward, effectively,
but I'm going
Bernie
to call
will...
that one over first.
Okay,
Sorry, go
Bernie will give Twikar a thumbs up. You can do this. Ragnar, do you mind just help? We can help out. Yeah, good, great. And we'll effectively cast guidance.
I'm on it.
Effectively cast guidance just before they do their thing. So effectively, we'll give a +1 to their to
their roll.
One attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check.
Oh, so it's not all of them; it's one of them.
One.
Yeah.
Okay.
+1 to something. Generally speaking.
Okay. Imic whispers along the line. Remember to introduce yourself. Be their friend.
What's that? Hang on. So I've spent go on. I've spent a little bit of time calling Cookie over.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you
I'm
to move.
I'm gonna step in with this thing in my hand, this treat in my hand.
Muscle my ass. Right.
That's what he said.
And I will try and attract the attention of one of them.
Cool. So. because you listened to Emic, and you may attempt to tame the animal using the totally legit tapir catnip. So as you hold it out and do your full-on Dundee,
Yep.
can you give me a
Is it nature?
yes,
It's
please.
tame animal, isn't it?
Please.
A 10 on the dice is only going to give me a 13.
Ooh,
And with a intake of breath like that, I'm going to spend a hero point.
These tapirs, they get mighty angry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to immediately wish I hadn't, because that's a 3 on the dice.
Oh.
For a total of 6.
So, well, this didn't go the way I was expecting.
It went the way I was.
Right, so as you you kind of go out there holding it, and it turns towards you, and you're like just shoving it towards it. Like, come on, come and get it. It's got no interest. So you kind of, in the same gesture, get a bit voicey. Well, come on then. The tapir doesn't like your tone.
So it does then. It does come on.
Yeah, and it kind of like starts stamping the ground a little bit, and then the other one is next to it. But there's a bit of holding back from the tapirs. Every time it's like stamping the ground and trying to be all, make yourself big. There's clearly pain in the hoofs, and Imic is right behind you. Like, no, you need to introduce yourself. You're doing it wrong. They're gonna. You don't
I can tell I'm doing it wrong.
tell them your name.
Seriously.
She looks at you with a beaming smile.
Somebody else have a go.
And that's why he's a hunter. The tapir move and stay together. Like they've now got a direct line at the entrance. Anybody else wish to tame?
I'm not going to try and go on.
I was just about to say, seeing Krovic's poetry in motion, you get the feeling they're not a fan of poetry, and it may be a bit more difficult to calm them, especially because they're in pain and essentially been insulted by the performance of Krovic.
So I was going to walk up and just put the tapir nip on the ground in front of them to start with, rather than trying to get them to take it from my hand.
Okay. As you do that, please.
And I'm going to introduce myself and talk and say, "Hi, I'm Tweaker. You can ignore the wings. All I'm going to do is put this down and then step back so it's like there."
As you
Let's see what
approach
they do.
and introduce yourself, Imic punches Krovic in the side. See? I told you. Just be nice.
I'm just gonna look down.
You take 19 points of damage. No. Can you give me a nature check, please, Twikar?
You can choose to add one to the roll before, if you like.
Yes, let's do that. 12 in total.
Ooh.
I haven't rolled above a 10 on these bloody dice.
You can go back to Foundry Digital if you want. I'm just right. So, as this turns into an epic encounter, you step forward, you introduce yourself, you put the not catnip down, and the creatures they're frightened now. They're in pain. Kroveric's attempt was quite a bit forwardy. Put them on a bit of a back foot. They're not aggressive creatures like you've seen them in camp or when you've travelled. They are essentially, cows of the mammoth lordlands. And you introduce yourself and you get a beaming smile from Imic, but they don't like your presence, and they are backing off further into the thing, kind of backing themselves into a bit of a corner. But you can see that they look skittish, frightened, and ready to do whatever it is Tapir do to defend themselves.
Anyone got the ability to heal from a distance?
No.
Not is this character.
I know that was my problem. I was like, I can't.
Yeah. And Bernie will be very untrusting of the situation, but will push himself forward a bit. Ask Ragrin, can you keep an eye on me back? Because this is going to go horribly sideways. I can just see this happening now. And will put himself forward.
Ragrin flies about here.
Yeah. And Bernie will. Where do we go? You're right, Tweedledee. Good to meet you.
I think you pronounced it wrong, boss.
Hopefully this will help you out a bit. I don't think she's going to be too bothered or too upset if I just help you out a little bit with healing whatever's wrong with your foot. And he will take a minute or it'll take an action to cast heal at second as a 2-action one, which has a range of 30 feet.
Oh, cool.
I don't think it will. It doesn't do anything for stopping poison or anything, but it might make it feel good about the situation.
Okay. Which one? They both look like they've been barbed by the snares.
I'll go for the one on the left.
Okay. And you said you introduced yourself with name, yeah?
Yep. Hi, I'm Bernier, and this is going to be entirely awkward.
If it helps, I'm loving it. So, so Imic is every time, like when Twikar introduce themselves, looks at Kravak. When Bernier introduces themselves, looks at Kravak. Just like, yeah, that's right. These are my people. And
hasn't worked yet, has it?
Well, we'll find out, won't we? Can I have a nature check, please?
You can indeed.
And with the heal, I'll reduce the DC significantly.
That's a 15 plus nature of. I'll check himself. 4 for a total 19.
19, cool. So you reach out, the healing magics flow from yourself to the creature, and you see the barbs that are currently stuck in the hoof kind of from within be like forced out, and they just tipple to the floor. And the behaviour of the one you've healed immediately changes and is more docile is the wrong word, but more reduced in aggression. They're kind of just like tapping their feet as if testing that it now doesn't hurt, and you get that same little smirk that you saw back in the camp as the one on the left steps forward to you.
Aww.
And kind of like reaches out with its snout.
And I'll get effectively the second portion, having put one portion on the floor, get a second portion out, and try and obviously feed it from the side so the other one can see that the thing is being fed. Yeah. This is a good thing, right? Yeah.
This is what you get if you come over here.
Yeah.
Ragrin will fly over. This one's hurt as well, boss.
Yeah. Okay. That was. Oof.
Give me a nature check to see if it'll come over just off that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a 9 and 4 will be 13, but you know what? We've got a hero point, so we'll try it. We'll change up the dice. Okay, it's a 15 and 4 for 19. I'll take that.
Limping over, because I'm assuming you don't heal this one.
We'll try it without for a minute.
The other one comes over, and you can see now there's like clotted blood around the hoof and such, and you can see the barb stuck in there. But it does take the food from you, and it does relax them, as not catnip would do.
I will very quickly at this point get some of the harnesses ready.
Imik steps up and essentially follows Kravik with the harnesses, and she's got a couple of the harnesses herself. You've got to be careful, and you've got to tell them who you are. If they don't know who you are, they're going to trust you. And she'll follow you over with the harnesses if you move.
Yeah, I start moving over
big
to
switches.
the one that was healed. And in a kind of, with his head slightly down, he goes, "Hi, I'm Kravik. Don't mind me. Just making sure you're going to be safe. This is so stupid."
And Imik just starts clapping gently. You see? Even hunters can be nice. And she goes over to the giant tapir and she starts patting it on the sand. She's like, "I'm Imik, this is my hunter friend, and we're going to put these on you, and we're going to take you to see some more friends. I don't think you've seen it. Oh, what are they? What's going on?" And she starts looking at the hoof that's healed and stuff, and then over across to the other one. And she looks genuinely upset. Like, it's not something that her reaction, it's clear, this is not the normal way to trap tapir with snare and barb. "Are you okay?" And she's going round them both, and she's giving him extra to pay a nip.
You said that like scouts have been down here to see him. Are they the types to lay snares for a small bits of critter?
They'd have just spotted him. They wouldn't have laid snares and that. Like, I don't know what this. It looks like it's infected. Tukar, you recognise that as the poison that's kind of congealed with the blood rather than an infection. It's more the sticky stuff.
Yeah.
Why, they've been poisoned.
Why would they be poisoned?
Snares. Carl, now we're closer. Can you? I mean, I do a bit of herbs as well, but.
So if you both want to have a roll at the herbs or the substance used on the barbs, you can see some of the barbs are on the floor, so you could easily pick them up and not lick them. I'd be a terrible alchemist.
Right. 15 on the dice, and 3 for the herbal all gives me 18.
Ooh, cool. And Vanir?
7 and 7 gives me 14.
So between the pair of you, what you work out is the snares look similar as you're like moving the barbs around and such to the ones that the broken tusks use when they're doing their hunting, but the poison itself comes from a plant that grows higher up in the mountains to the east. That's and it's not something that the broken tusks use, and you've not been there in that direction for months, but it's definitely a higher up in the mountains plant rather than what you're used to.
Do I know anything about who lives up that way? Any other tribes? Any other settlements?
Just more tribes, as it were. It's not necessarily something specific. You're all nomadic. It's less like no one lives in a particular territory, if you know what I mean. So one particular month it could be yourselves that live high up in the mountains in the east. However, looking around and picking up, clearly noticing that these aren't here by broken tusks, do any of you wish to attempt to find tracks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Survival check, please.
No. Just no.
Just no.
Just
15 5, 20.
Oh, 20. Nice.
It's a 9 from me.
Cool. So, to a car.
No, those are our tracks.
Yes! We're being followed in a circle. They're right behind me. Hunter, says Imik. You quite easily took it. To a car. You quite easily find the 2 pairs of tracks. The footprints are in the mossier grass near the edges of the trees, but they're of a similar tracks to yourselves, Imik. 2-legged creatures or humanoid shapes, but whatever they are, they seem to have boots on rather than barefoot or hoof or claw or such. But there are 2 pairs of them, and they don't seem to head in any obvious direction, but they're definitely in and around the mossy areas and in and around the short trees around you. Whilst you're
Fresh to the look.
it's difficult. It's Not long at all. Like, not talking minutes, but maybe last night or this morning sort of time. Like, they're not.
Okay.
You couldn't get an exact, sundial
No.
time, but it ain't overly distant.
I would, based on, I presume what Tweaker would
I'll share
explain it
like
to
that.
us.
Yeah.
I'd ask Ragrin, do you mind take a couple minutes, take an half an hour, take an hour, do a bit of a loop, have a look around, see if there's any like small fires or something, see if anyone's holed up near any kind of area nearby.
No
With
worries,
a gander.
boss. Anything for you, Benir. Anything for you. And off Ragrin flies to Yorkshire.
Yeah, proper brew.
Yeah, proper brew. Love this. So, you're in there. Imik helps Kraverick with the how do you say on it? Kraverick.
Yeah.
You had to put a bloody So
Yeah.
ye olde
Yeah.
Krav.
Yeah, he only crap.
Imik helps you put the harnesses on, and between the pair of you and the rest of you, I'm assuming you take the barbs out the other creature. It's up to yourselves. Just leave it. Nah, fuck it, make it walk. But yeah, you sort the creatures out. It will take maybe an hour or two to fully make sure that the barbs are out, the wounds are cleaned. Obviously, Benir did the divine healing on the other one, and this one's like bouncing around like it's a pup, which is to be a youth, apparently. But yes, a couple hours pass. It's taking you towards the middle of the day after you've done the morning things. You're speaking to Grandfather Ilar, you're speaking to Lutisi, and Imik has enlightened you on how to tame animals. Krav might need some more tutoring, but you have indeed tamed these two giant tapir, and they will need escorting back to camp. Now, we're not going to do the escort back to camp because it's pretty much 11 o'clock, nearly. That's when we'd finish normally, and I don't want to get involved in anything that we've got to pause halfway. I'm not saying anything will happen. I'm just saying if you lot tried to hunt anything with your sledgehammer magic devil worshipping lunatics and kooky, then I don't want to get started while we're thinking. So we're going to call the session there. Which, if I go back to here, right, cool. So, thank you very much. First session of Pathfinder Quest for the Lost Frozen Flame. I fucked it up already. Quest for the Frozen Flame. I really enjoyed that. That was brilliant. We tried to get it done a couple of weeks ago, and stuff happened, so we had to move it. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Our Pathfinder 2nd Edition game is going to run fortnightly, obviously starting today, and we will continue fortnightly as best we can, because obviously we're all nerds and like to go into fields and dress up. Well, these lot just doing what they're doing, really, just in a field instead of on a Zoom call. They don't own jeans and t-shirt; they just walk around like this. But yeah,
Office days are difficult.
yeah. Oh, it's a blue screen. It's a blue screen. So absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much to Random Encounter lot. You're brilliant. Thank you very much, Matt. I will put out to those in chat. Matt's done a fuck ton of work putting this together. The overlays, the foundry, teaching me the ways, which I'm going to absolutely batter him for. But yeah, it's been super cool. I love Pathfinder 2nd Ed. You should go out and look at it yourselves. It's a lot of fun. It's a great system, and more people should play it. So we're going to stream it for as long as we can, and hopefully finish Quest for the Frozen Flame. So yeah, I think it's 3 books in total.
It is,
3 Adventure Path books in total. So that's
3
cool.
books. Yep.
That'll be brilliant. As they come out, and hopefully we'll get there and we'll get it all done, and then we'll find this Frozen Flame and ride the tapir into the sunset. But who knows?
Cavalry.
If you're after a virtual tabletop, I can highly recommend Foundry. It's my first time using it properly, and as you can see, a couple of instructions from Matt, and you can see where stuff happens and how to do stuff. So very, very cool virtual tabletop. I'm looking forward to using it more. Sirenscape, go check them out for your music. They're brilliant. Pathfinder 2nd Ed, just go check them out. If you're into your RPGs, just give it a check out. They're really good. Just buy the core rule book. It'll tell you everything you need to do whatever you want to do, dungeon mastering or game mastering. Sorry for the Pathfinders.
If you really want to, you can pretty much do the entire thing for free just using Archives of Nethys.
Yes.
The entire rule set is basically there for free.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really cool site and what's it called? Repository of stuff. What was the thing you ran, Matt? What was it called? The starter adventure?
That one's Menace Under Atari.
Menace Under Atari. That's a good introduction as well. So yeah, so go check out Menace of Atari. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tell everyone about it. Thank you very much for Random Encounter, for our sponsors, not sponsors. I'll be looking for folk to sponsor, and we just got loads of cool stuff happening. It's going to be amazing. Go check us out. All the social media stuff. Get in Discord. Find out what we're doing. Find out what we've got planned. And fucking brilliant. Let's do this, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. I think.
Mm-hmm.
We should be here in 2 weeks.
Here in 2 weeks.
I'll make a shout out. Rachel is our 5th player. She couldn't play tonight, but hopefully she'll be here with us next time, and you can see what wonderful character she's got ready for us. But yeah, so look out for that. We'll do the shout out. You know, I'm going to shut up now. Right, but for now, seriously, massive thank you to you lot. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see.
Thank you.
To see where we go. So, the next time we stream will be Sunday. And it will be Dice of the Beholder streaming the 2nd session of their Ancient Rome of Vampire the Masquerade, Age Walkers. So if you want to check out Rich and a bunch of new players to Vampire, tune in on about 7:30, 8 o'clock on Sunday. You get to see that. And we'll see you all next week for more nerdiness. Right, you lot, say goodbye, players.
Bye, players.
Bye, players.
Bye.
There we go. Bye-bye.